Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, it's not been a year yet since Prey, Predator 5, to you and me, was released on Hulu and Disney Plus and Stars and whatever. And we still have not got a physical media release of it on Blu-ray or UHD. Now, we kind of knew this going in to this deal. It was exclusive to a streaming platform, to Hulu, but we got Disney Plus in other countries. That's how we watched it. And of course, the House of Mouse doesn't like putting things out on physical media anymore. They put the mockers on that, which is a bit of a pisser if you're a collector of physical media like myself and many others. Movie buffs love their films and their Blu-rays and UHDs, some cases DVDs, some cases VHS and Betamax. And we love our music on CDs, something physical and tangible. It's like you own a little piece of the movie, a little piece of it, and there it is, and you've got a little case and you open it up and there's a little booklet inside. But also, you've got, on Blu-rays especially, you've got director commentaries, you've got behind the scenes footage, deleted scenes, you've got all that. Yes, there are some streaming films which have got elements of this on it as well, but they're few and far between, and it's a bit more fiddle fart you're going to do to actually get to watch it. When you had it on the disc and a menu screen, you go, oh, I'll just go on to this now. I'll listen to the commentary. It was ease and perfect for the consumer. Now, the reasons why streaming is dominating, well, they're bloody obvious. It's convenience. And the mass market now, because they've been steered down this road by dwindling stuff on shop shelves like HMV and dwindling things being released as a physical element itself through the likes of Amazon or other online stores do exist. So you're kind of driven down this road. But Disney themselves, like stopping all the releases. I know there might be a couple of snuck through, but they're few and far between. And Prey, directed by Dan Trachtenberg and starring the incredibly gorgeous and feisty Amber Midthunder as Naru, who with their little canine sidekick, Sari, take on the feral predator in what amounts to being what people like to call a prequel to what followed in the original movies. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Haven't seen it for a good few months actually, and I fully intend to revisit it. But talking about like special features on discs, I've been able to access them. Hulu did put out the two versions of the movie, the one where they're speaking in English and the one where it's overdubbed where they're speaking in native Comanche. Brilliant. I know some people didn't like that because even then they were going, well, the dialects aren't right, and but they wouldn't be saying things like that back. Oh God, I know how far are you going to take this? The producers and most of the cast were Native Americans, some of whom were Comanche, some of whom from other nations, but they all got together and they worked it all out and did the best they could. So, we're almost, not quite a year down the line and there's still no physical media release. And it looks set that there's not going to be, but there is hope on the horizon. Little glimmer there. And which I'll come on to. Now, I remember last year, a few months after the film came out, director Dan Trachtenberg said, oh yes, that there are plans for a Blu-ray release. He said that, or words to that effect. And I remember they were doing a video on it. Yes, it could still come out, and no, it hasn't. And in fact, we heard, I think, a good couple of months ago that there was no chance of it coming out. But then there was someone who works on a creative team for Disney, does lots of advertising and can do all media sort of stuff for you to edit your own videos. And anyway, he started putting out loads of hints about Prey. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's coming, it's definitely coming. That's not what he was hinting at. He was hinting at the figures from NECA coming out. The great figure for the feral predator, played by, in the movie, Deliriousness. Anyway, that guy. Not Dan. Dane. I've written it down here. Dane. His name was Dane Delegro. There you go. It's for the NECA action figures, the 7-inch action figures with tons of accessories, interchangeable heads and hands and weapons and all sorts of things. We know the Pharaoh's coming out, and we know they're doing Naru as well. So, and maybe Sari. I think Naru and Sari will they'll come together, I'm sure. And that'll be brilliant. And I will be getting those. But that's what he was hinting at, not a release of the Blu-ray. Which everyone was, oh, it's coming out, this guy must know, he's got inside information. It's not quite that. It doesn't half piss me off, because if you've got the collection of all the Predator movies so far, some of you have even got AVP Requiem. I know. I've got it as well. But because you want that full set, we've even got The Predator. Oh, Jesus. So at some point down the line, even if Disney and Hulu stuck to this thing where, no, we're not releasing it on physical media, you can guarantee a few years down the line, when another film starts coming out, another Predator movie comes out, which there will be at some point, they'll slap together a box set of all the Pred films up until that new one. And Prey will be in there. But you'll have to buy the whole box set to get Prey. That's marketing for you. We know they make a lot of money off the streaming and the subscription rates and all that. But they will make money off physical media, but it's just, it's not making enough, and they're not shifting enough units to make it viable. Which is a real kick in the chunks, isn't it? Because you want that. You want that hard copy. You want it there. Anyway, I mean, Prey, it's just won a load of awards as well. Well, what was it now? The most successful streaming premiere on Hulu. Not of everything. And best costumes and best special effects. So, you know, it won a load of awards. But all for streaming. It was hardly, you know, the greatest, you know, roster of awards haulage, you know. But it's still getting plaudits and people still admire the movie. I love it. Now, as I said, there was a glimmer of hope on the horizon for a physical media release. Sarah Schachner's score, which is hidden right now, which I have reviewed the score itself separately from the movie, which I think is wonderful. I love this score. I love the little, you heard it at the start of this video, the little hint of Silvestri's score for Predator and Predator 2 was alluded to in there, but it's only a brief thing which Sarah Schachner plays and really hammers home the point. But it's a tiny little snippet of Silvestri's epic action score for the first two Pred movies. The hair score is lyrical, ethereal, it's string-led, it's also quite exotic and very Native American, which is perfect. There's the whole bloody idea of it. It's Comanches going up against a predator. And those French, you know, hunters. The only element of the film I don't like is them, the French hunters. The film did not need them at all. And I don't even think they were dispatched in that particularly fantastic a fashion either. And it was all to get that flintlock pistol and, you know, dot the whole trajectory towards Predator 2. Then, you know, I get why. If Dan Trachtenberg thought, look, I've only got one chance at this. I've got to please the fans, so I'll put some little bait down, you know, some breadcrumbs to try and fit it all together into the timeline. Yeah, I don't mind that. But the film was a success. And it clearly, at the end of it, when it goes into the Indian skin diagrams and all that clearly Naru and Air Tribe having defeated, well, Naru defeats the Feral, but at the end of it, spoiler alert, you know, in the tapestries, you see a horde of Predator ships coming down, and all the tribes there are looking a bit, it's like, oh shit! So clearly, well, we can do another one because I've said it's not over yet. And of course, he and the producers all said, yeah, we're going to do another one. But where it goes, nobody knows. Will it still be Naru? Who knows? Everyone wants a different time period for a Predator to appear in. We all want feudal Japan. Yes, of course. Personally, the Crusades. Vietnam. Although you've pretty much done that with the first Predator. I freely admit that. But World War II, anything. First World War in the trenches, it could be anywhere. Any time period where carnage took place. Have him going against the Vikings, But a lot of ideas are like, well, no, we're going to keep Nauru. But maybe Nauru gets on a ship. And she goes out to, Singapore and the Far East. And I don't know about that so much. But I want to see more of that girl. Amber Midthunder, I thought she was fantastic in this. Air and a Dog, come on, I want more of that. So it's going to happen. You're going to get more Pred movies. Obviously, they're working on how it's going to work out. But what was that glimmer of hope you were talking about, Kilt-Man, that you mentioned about half an hour ago? Well, physical release-wise, Mondo are putting out a fantastic, massive gatefold edition on vinyl of the Prey soundtrack by Sarah Schachner. And they've just had in Irving, Texas, the Fangoria horror weekend convention thing, lasted 2 days, and they put a limited edition of 500 of that Mondo soundtrack on vinyl of Prey. You had to go in person and you bought it there, and it was an exclusive one with glowing Predator blood all over it and lovely artwork on the inside. Now, they'd have gone, obviously. Some people will be, pardon the Comanche and Native American illusion here, there'll be scalpers out there. I'm not sure if they limited just to one. You could buy only one for yourself, but who knows? But they'll be out there now. They'll be on eBay for fucking thousands of pounds now already. I can guarantee it. But they're also doing an online version, like a standard edition, but without the glowing stuff on it. And the score's fantastic. So somehow or other, Mondo, who do put out a lot of these limited edition fantastic scores to sometimes quite obscure movies, but a lot of like mainstream movies too, especially the fan favourites like The Thing, Escape from New York and The Fog and all that sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of John Carpenter stuff. But they will do obscure horrors and things like that, so the collectors just pounce on it, and they'll obviously be very limited run. So they're doing it for Prey. So that means it's getting a physical release in some form on vinyl. Right, okay. That opens the door, doesn't it? That means that this exclusivity, this exclusive merchandising and marketing right that Disney had stamped all over it, only streaming, has now given way to allowing the score to come out in physical media. I'm not saying a CD will come out. In fact, I don't think it will. Vinyl's a different thing, and it's very collectible, and it's very, very limited usually. This sort of thing will be limited. But they are highly prized items. I've got issues about the people that get these things. I can't knock anyone that does. My son buys a lot of vinyl, the special limited edition stuff that comes out, which costs a fortune. You've got to be right. It's got to be right there. When it goes on sale, I've missed out. And he gets stuff, but he won't play it though. He won't play it. It's just a habit, and it's still sealed up. You're like, well, what is the fucking point? What's the fucking point if you're not going to play the bloody thing? Well, Dad, you've got it on. Well, yeah, I've got every other version of it, but so what? It's like the people who get these action figures. Like there'll be people who get the feral Predator from NECA, and they're going to keep it in the box. You've had an entire team design and work alongside the creative team behind the special effects and the makeup for the movie to get it just right. And they've worked on it, its articulation, and it's all its little extra bits, interchangeable heads, weaponry, shields, laser shields, and fucking all sorts of stuff. And they're all packaged there. And some people are just going to go, well, I've got it now. And they're just going to hang it up on a little peg on the wall alongside all their other unboxed figures. When someone's worked painstakingly to paint the back of it as well, and get all the articulation just right, and the joint's just right, and so that you can put a new hand in there, pop a new head on. But these people aren't ever going to experience that. And it kind of like, you can do whatever you want. You've paid your money, it's up to you. I'm a collector myself, and I can guarantee there are things I've got which I've not opened. But not many. Most of the stuff that I've got, I've fucking opened it. I've had a good play around with it. Of course I have, you know. And the same with a vinyl, a limited edition vinyl. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to look at the sleeve. Because the thing about vinyl is that big gatefold. It's all well and good having your lavish book of liner notes in your CD, which is fantastic, and I do love that. And you might get the same sort of thing on a larger scale, you know, in your vinyl gatefold sleeve. But you've got all that tremendous artwork as well. And then the actual vinyl itself, you know, they're picture discs. You know, they're 900,000 grams of fucking gold pressed vinyl. I don't know what the specs are, but they've gone to town on it. And what use is that if you're just going to keep it in the sleeve? And also, vinyl sounds better. It's organic, and it's got that sense of, it's vivid. The orchestra, the musicians are there. It's crisper, it's cleaner, it's got that fresh sound to it. Oh, other than anything you download, it's still squished somehow. Oh well, you've got this, that. Yeah, I know, I've got them all, but they don't sound anywhere as good as playing vinyl. So, it's coming out via Mondo on vinyl, the score for Prey. Here's my favourite track, Naru's Way. Coming to an end. So I'll play it again. But I think this opens the doorway to perhaps a disc of this coming out. Maybe. Possibly limited again. So it'll be first come, first serve. Oh, I know. You can download it and you can copy it and you can burn it onto a disc. There are many people doing it. You go on eBay, there's thousands of copies of it. You know, and some are even putting the two different language tracks on as well. I haven't bought that, but I have been tempted. Some have even put extra features on them as well, but they're not official. You know, you want the official company to put out that product for the fans. What age are we living in? It's all governed by this, of course. But another good thing is that, well, it's debatable how good it is, but Bob Iger is back at Disney, CEO of Disney, and he has said, he tweeted only just recently that now I'm back in charge, and he's ousted other people left, right, and centre, brought his new board in, and he said we're going to look at how we're branding things and how we're selling things, our product, marketing and licensing, and the whole thing will be rejigged. And there were little hints that he said, you know, certain legacy things should still come out in physical media. And as long as we've got both sides of the coin, we've got the streaming and we've got the physical media, then we're keeping everybody happy, aren't we? But what they have been doing, what I just found, they have been doing stuff on DVD alone, bare bones DVD. So really cutting their costs there. Oh, we'll just keep these collectors happy. Oh, God, they've got it on a disc. They can put it on a shelf, can't they? Chris, if that's all that mattered to you, you just mock up your own Blu-ray case, UHD case, with a great little sleeve of your own construction for Prey, and just put it on the shelf next to all your others. Nothing in the fucking box, like, but Naru's Way. It's gorgeous, isn't it? There's a haunting quality to this score. It's quite moving, it's lyrical. It's, apart from the little throwback to Silvestri's score, it's not your action militaristic thing. It can't be. It's not like that. It's more spiritual in many ways. And it'll sound great on vinyl. It'll also sound great like Dolby Atmos, on your UHD disc as well. It'll happen, folks. It'll happen. I just don't know when. I think Bob Iger is going to start moving and shaking things up a little bit. But what I'm going to say is, if it does come out, it won't be across the board. It might only be in a certain territory. It might be a very limited number as well. Disney put out The Black Hole as well on Blue, and one of my favourite Disney movies, The Black Hole. And I've got an HD version already on Amazon. I've got it there, just streaming. Damn it! But I missed that. It was a limited edition as well. Again, I think it was an exclusive to some convention. I can't remember now. But so they might go down that road. A limited run, charge, over the odds. All of it goes, obviously, because some people are buying that. Oh, it's worth the outlay because I'm going to triple that price, if not a lot more. And scalp some collector, some poor fanboy who couldn't make it to this convention because he lives 18,000 miles away, And they do it. But if you've got a heart, Hulu, if you've got a heart, put Prey out on Blue, at least, but preferably UHD. Yeah, it looks and sounds great already when you're streaming it. It looks amazing. And you can watch it anytime you want. I know. But what if some calamity happened and Disney just went, you know what? We're shafting Hulu, and we don't care about the back catalogue that they had. We're not bothered about that. So all of a sudden, Prey would cease to exist. You wouldn't have it. It wouldn't be out there. There could be a lot of other reasons why suddenly a platform gets dropped. And if it does, Disney's not the best at retaining all the rights, the things that weren't theirs in the first place. They're not the best at this. So keep your fingers crossed that things don't go tits up and Bob goes, come on. At least let Kilt-Man have a copy on UHD. God, he's banged on about it enough. Folks, please keep your fingers crossed. Look out for that Mondo release. The one at the weekend, the Fangoria Horror Weekend, they're gone. If you encounter one of those for sale, ooh dear, it won't be cheap. And I'm not sure what the release date is for the standard edition, but it shouldn't be too far off, I wouldn't have thought. But if that's limited as well, which it will be, that's going to go. So you need to be quick on these things. But as I said before, if you buy one of them, if you buy it, play it. Play the bloody thing. Sarah Schachner created a great score for this, full of emotion, full of tenseness, beauty, and a lyrical, haunting, almost melancholic quality to it, which is quite separate from all the scores that have gone before for the Predator movies. But it's evocative. It's full of the landscape and the spirit and the soul of a warrior going against an even nastier warrior with a few tricks up his sleeve. But they always come a cropper, these Preds, don't they? Always. Us little people always find a way to outwit them. So they need to book up their ideas. I've just said before in a video, where do we go next with Predator? I want a story told from the Pred's point of view entirely, where he, maybe with a cargo full of trophies, hits like an asteroid or something and crash lands on a planet where he's now like, oh shit, all my tech's gone to crap. I've got nothing left. I've got to use like First Blood. He's got to use his own skills, fighting off hordes of whatever lives on that planet, and he's got to try and survive against that. I did outline this in quite alarming detail a long time ago. I want to see that version, because otherwise, what are you playing with Predator? The same old shtick. It could be in Japan, feudal Japan. It could be during the Crusades. It could be during Afghanistan. It could be any hotbed of carnage and combat. And Pred comes down to test his mettle. But there's going to be taking down humans left, right, and centre, and then just one guy or one woman or one whatever, one he, she, them, they, non-binary, whatever, life form manages to turn the tables and pull the rug from under his alien feet. And it's the same format every time. But if you could just turn it around, the flip side of it would be one of him on his own fighting off, or maybe even a team of them getting picked off one by one by something far greater. But you see the whole thing through his eyes. Obviously, you can't watch the whole thing in fucking thermovision, so you're gonna have to rejiggle about with that. But that would be great. So all of a sudden, you're siding with one of them. I know we kind of did that in AVP, the first AVP. Did we? Did we though? I still love AVP for the simple vision of a Pred swinging a Xenomorph round and smacking him through all them concrete pillars, which was just a great image. And then when he's on fire, striding up them stone steps, I like that as well. So image-wise, visually, it was interesting, but the story itself was a load of old bilge water. Right, folks, I've spoken enough about this. Please, in the meantime, in this ever yacha in between time, please keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all later. Because if it bleeds, come on. Yeah, you can kill it. Cheers, y'all. And that even sounds great in Comanche as well, let's be honest.